Have you ever felt, and I'm sure that you actually have, that you are playing this game with a narcissist, a mind game, an emotional game? Everything that they do is just literally a game. Even though the narcissist is really good at playing these games and they're great at manipulation and control, but it doesn't mean that you can't counteract it. And I want you to know, my friends, you are not powerless. This is what I'm going to explain in the video. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So in this video today, I'm going to be talking about 4 tips on how you fool, counteract, or outsmart a narcissist, okay? And I know that this is probably something that many of you have searched online, but search no further because I'm going to be revealing the 4 tips. There's 4 things that you can do, okay, that will help you to get your power back. And just so you know, even though you might be dealing with a parent or someone in your family, a sibling, a partner, romantic partner, or a co-worker, this will work. This isn't about revenge, my friends. We don't do revenge, okay, because it doesn't work, okay? This isn't about that. These are powerful, smart tips to help you get through this. Okay, so the first thing that you might like to consider is mirroring their behavior. Okay, I don't mean you do exactly what they do, but it's kind of like you mirror their behavior on a different level. Narcissists are highly self-focused. So all of the attention, everything that they do is going to be directed so that they get that from that person. So they're going to be manipulating people. They're going to be telling people lies about themselves. They're going to be creating this persona. So other people believe that they are this way. Now, what I'm saying here is you mirror that. So reflect their tone, reflect their posture, not what they're saying, but this will disarm them because they're not going to expect someone to behave in the same way. Now, you've got to approach this with caution because, actually, maybe this might irritate them, but this is why you've got to do it subtly. Okay, this is about being smart in the way that you do this. Do this subtly. Respond by acknowledging their efforts, what they have achieved, but then shift the focus onto you. So you can do this by being able to be smart, by changing the direction of the tone, changing the direction of the conversation, and the attention, steer it towards you. Again, they're not going to expect this, and they don't think that someone else would do that. And one thing that you've got to remember is that even though you're validating them, what you're doing is you're directing the focus onto you. So basically, you're the one that is in control of this situation. So let's give it an example. A narcissist says to you, this month I've got the highest rate of sales. I've done so well, I've hit the targets. You respond, that's impressive. It's really great, my friend. I've also had a big win recently. And you see what that's doing is it's taking back the direction of the conversation back onto you. The next one is the grey rock method. And I'm sure that you have heard about this. I'm sure that you've read about it, but this is about removing any emotional validation for this person. So basically you're hiding yourself. You're putting a wall, a barrier, a boundary in place, again, which is very subtle, but you're not showing any emotional regard towards this person and you're not validating them emotionally. A narcissist will be looking for emotional validation. They're going to want this from you. So they're going to do everything that they can at all costs to get this. So this is where you have to remove that. Again, they're not going to expect this. Remember, they have formed judgments or schemas about you. They've made an impression about you. So they feel like they know you. They know what the next thing is going to be. So they can predict the outcome. But when you behave in a different way, something that they have not expected, again, this is going to throw them. Again, if you're not responding to their provocations because they thrive on drama, they thrive on chaos, they're trying to press your buttons all the time. So if you don't respond to that, if you behave in a way that is a little bit more calculated, but in a good way, you're calm, you're neutral, you're not showing any regard, any emotional regard, they lose interest. And the key here is to avoid giving them any emotional fuel to manipulate you. So for example, narcissists might say to you, well, you didn't answer my call. You didn't call me back. And you could answer something like, yeah, I was busy. Is everything okay? Keep it short, factual, and boring. Don't feed their need for attention. The other tip is set traps to expose their lies. Again, do this in a contained way. This is about setting verbal traps that expose their lies. You see, narcissists are notorious at twisting stories, and they are going to take little bits of the story or little bits that you say, twist it round and make it sound like they're the ones that are hard done by, or they're the ones that are in control, in power over you. And they contradict themselves. So the key here is to ask open-ended questions or revisit previous conversations and catch them slipping up. Okay, so here this is going to make them rather uncomfortable. It's going to catch them off guard. Again, they're going to backtrack, which is going to lead them into a more bigger lie, or they're going to put them into a corner that they are not going to like. So for example, you could say something like, last week you said you didn't have time for X, Y, and Z, but now you're saying the opposite. Can you clarify this? The key here is to be calm and collected. Don't raise your voice. Don't get excited. Don't get depressed. Don't get annoyed. Call them out directly. And it's more about their contradictions. It's about highlighting that. It's not that you're trying to prove them wrong. That's not what you're trying to do here. It's not about trying to prove them wrong. It's about calling them out to say, subtly, that I know what you're doing. I can see what is happening here. This is about you being neutral. It's kind of like you seem concerned. That's the kind of stance that you need to take. Don't get elevated. Don't get annoyed. Just literally neutral. So here's the ultimate trick. Narcissists hate being wrong, and they're going to avoid this at all costs. So arguing with them escalates the conflict. Instead, what you do is you agree with them in a very subtle way, in a very smart type of way. And what this does is it highlights the absurdity in their statements and the flaws. This deflects their control whilst also them thinking that they are smart. But they're not. So for example, the narcissist might say, oh, everyone at work envies me because you know why? Because I'm smart. You could answer with something like, do you know what? You're probably right. It must be really hard being perfect all the time. This confuses them because they can't tell whether you're being genuine or whether you're being sarcastic. And over time, they'll stop saying these things. They'll stop using these tactics against you or to you because it gets boring. They can see that what they are doing or what they are saying just doesn't have an effect on you. So ultimately, this is about you being one step ahead all the time. You can have like practice statements and things because you know how this person is going to react. You know how this person is going to say things. So it's more about you having this on hand, like knowing what to say, because then it just comes across as though it kind of just flows and you kind of just saying it as it is. Remember that dealing with a narcissist isn't about changing them. It's not about calling them out on these behaviors, because the last thing that you need is something that is going to put you in danger, like their rage, like their anger. So this is more about being smart and empowering yourself. These 4 tips will help to protect your energy and help you to move forward or get yourself out of a really sticky situation. If you have liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to share it. And also, if you haven't already, to subscribe. Please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations if you are interested. All the details are down in the description box below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope it helps. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.